Every morning, Skippy John Jones woke up with the birds, and this did not please his mother at all.
"Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Bridges,"
ordered Mama Junebug Jones.
"No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds,"
she scolded.
"Or ain't no worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mr. Doohickey bird bath."
The lecture went on and on, as usual.
"You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants,"
said his mother.
"about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse, not a goose, or a moose, or a goose, or a rat, or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet,"
she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippy John Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed.
"Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones, and I bounce on my big boy bed, and 1 to 6 times I land on my head."
On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippy John Jones shot past his bedroom mirror.
"Holy guacamole!"
exclaimed Skippy John Jones.
"What was that?"
So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said,
"My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua!"
Back on land, Skippy John Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on a mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippy John Jones began to sing in a moi soft voice.
"My name is Skipito Frisquito. I feel not a single bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet with the jello. I get the job done, yes-indeed."
Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jilly Boo Jones were helping Mama Junebug make his lunch. "Can Skippy John come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee.
"No,"
answered Mama Junebug Jones.
"Mr. Flutternutters is still thinking."
In fact, Skippy John wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into the desert, his closet, his thoughts took him down to a lone desert in Mexico. Not long to his journey, a mysterious band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust.
"Ay, caramba, who goes there?"
asked Skippy John Jones.
"We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled
Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones.
"Who are you?" "I am El Skipito, the great sword fighter,"
said Skippy John Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up.
"Why the mosquito, dude?"
said Poquito Tito.
"I incognito,"
said Skippito.
"Do you like rice and beans?"
asked Pintolito.
"He might be the dog of our dreams,"
whispered Rosalinta.
"Perhaps,"
said Tia Mia.
"if he knows the secret password."
Leaning towards Don Diego, El Skipito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear.
"Achoo Pichu!" "Bless you,"
said Don Diego.
"Gracias,"
said Skippito.
"Then it is true,"
decreed Don Diego.
Yippito! It's the end of El Frito Balsito. Skippito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios to the bed, Bambolito!
First they had a fiesta, then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the Chimichangos got down to the serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture of the sand of the great Bumblito for Skippito to see. A hush grew over the Chimichango, so great that one could hear a whisker drop.
"Alfredo Bazito,"
whispered the crowd.
"El Blipo Bumblito Bandito."
"See," said Poquito Tito.
"The bandito steals the frijoles, nacho beans,"
cried Skippito, outraged.
"See,"
Poquito continued.
"Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly too."
"And now he comes for us,"
Poquito added.
Because
asked Skippito.
"Because we are full of beans too."
Then Don Diego stood tall and his most somber voice declared,
"Yo quiero frijoles."
"Huh?" asked Skippito.
"The dude just wants his beans back,"
said Poquito Tito.
And you're the dog for the job. Me?
Asked Scoopito. Then all the chimichangas turned towards Scoopito, the great sword fighter. But poor Scoopito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangas scattered in all directions.
Vamos, Scoopito, or it is you, the bandito, will eat.
They cried. Scoopito stood on the ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like the castanets. Then in a muy soft voice, he said,
My name is Skippito Frisquito. I feel not a single bandito.
But after Alfredo Bandito flew straight for Scoopito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face.
Hold frijoles!
Cried Scoopito as he thrusted his sword in the air. Suddenly, pop went the bandito, landing on Scoopito's sword. And the quicker that one could say Chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bandito, the great Bumbleito Bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song.
And he represents Skippito! He's the dog of our drink who delivers the bean, and we make our burritos!
But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy Jones' room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls had just found out what was going on. They raced down to the hall to the kiddies' boy bedrooms. Banguito, Crashito, Papito, Skippito! Just in time to see Skippy John Jones' closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, Beanbag Doggies, and Kitty Boy with his birthday piñata on his head. Skippy John Jones, everyone cried.
Holy muchachos!
He said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy John and covered his head with furry kisses.
What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs?
She scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy John Jones began to bounce on his big boy bed.
Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones, with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that.
Say goodnight, Skippy Jones,
called his mama.
Buenas noches, mis amigos,
said Skippy John Jones.